Hey guys, your boy R is back at it again with another video. So, obviously this is the first video on a new channel. Currently speaking to you on a Saturday afternoon, the day after the video has released, the last one I made on a different account. But hopefully this video is going to be out this upcoming Monday, and if it's not out this upcoming Monday, it'll definitely be out a week from now on that Monday. So I just want to point out a couple of things. First, we're obviously going to be starting from scratch here. I don't really have an issue with that at all. I'm used to starting from absolutely nothing and building my way back up. This is probably going to take significantly longer to build, given the fact I'm not talking about a popular topic. I mean, who likes talking about the human condition and human potential? I'm just kidding, obviously. But I mean, there are people that have been very successful doing that. But you have to be very charismatic and very persuasive and actually bring something to the table in order to be successful. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the reaction to that video. It's very interesting. There's been very different, how do I say, there's been very different interpretations of that video. And I just wanted to clear up a few of those things and kind of like reintroduce myself. I'm 25. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if I say whatever. But I've lived in Philly my entire life. I recently graduated with my degree. Well, I didn't graduate, but I received my degree in business administration. I actually have a commencement ceremony coming up in June. And, the reason why I'm making this channel is sort of to explore the human condition, explore human potential, and ultimately be able to do anything that I want without being confined to a singular topic. I'm also an agnostic atheist, so if that bothers you in any way, I mean, you don't have to be here, it's fine. But being an agnostic atheist, people don't really understand what that means. An agnostic atheist doesn't mean that you don't believe that there's a God. You basically don't know that there's... Basically, you are open to the possibility that there could be a God, but you don't believe in any version of any religion or written versions of God in its current state. So basically my mindset when it comes to the idea of a higher being is that I don't think that any human being could possibly comprehend a God in any capacity, and I think that the fact that there are people who think that they can understand God and think that they understand something that is just so unbelievably intelligent, like you wouldn't even be able to wrap your mind around it. It's kind of like a ant trying to understand the thought process of a human being. It's impossible. It can't be done. There's no way that there's no way that an ant can understand a human being. And that same difference is between a human and a god, or even greater. So I don't believe in any man-made religions. A moment to the possibility there might be a higher being somewhere in the in space, in the universe, but there's no evidence to really dictate that. So I just wanted to clarify that, because some people thought, oh, did you transition to Christianity? And I'm like, no, that's not a thing. I don't believe in God. If you do, that's absolutely fine, by the way. The way that I see it is that, and I've looked at some studies, that if you believe in God, typically you're happier, but you tend to be more ignorant. But if you're an atheist, you tend to, while you may be on average more intelligent than someone who believes in God, again, on the heavy emphasis on average, you can still be an atheist and be an idiot. You tend to be less happy, and that's because you don't believe in a higher power, which means you don't believe that anyone's looking out for you. So therefore, you tend towards being depressed and things of that nature. So there's advantages and disadvantages to being an agnostic atheist. But I just wanted to reintroduce myself, clarify things from that perspective. I would have to say that I honestly didn't expect as many people to subscribe immediately as they did. As I'm looking at the channel, we have 10 subs, which you probably don't think is a lot. You're probably like, dude, I could like scratch my left ass cheek and get and get 10 subscribers. But I mean, I do appreciate the people that, decide to, hop along on this journey with me. I'm hoping to make one video every week. Basically release it on Monday. I won't make it on Monday. I'll typically like record or something maybe on Friday or Saturday after I'm finished with work, and then the video itself will drop on Monday, and I'll have it basically scheduled to be released on Monday. There's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. I tend on talking about different things. I'd like to talk about great people that actually, contributed to humanity in different ways. Not necessarily like from a past perspective, but more so from a current perspective. I feel like that we've kind of gone over, the greatest people of history really a bit too much now, and we don't really talk about what great things are happening in our current era. And I feel like the reason that is because our media is so skewed towards spreading having a negative slant towards humanity and our country in general. They're always talking about, either always talking shit about someone else, or talking about how screwed we are, or how we're somebody's being oppressed, something along those lines. And throughout all that, they don't really talk about what we've accomplished within the past 2 to 3 decades, and the great minds that exist in today's world that are pushing humanity further and further. And I think for that reason that there's a lot of people that think that there's no point in existing, and that either humanity or their country is just screwed. And I don't believe that to be accurate at all. I think there is a lot to look forward to that people just don't see, and hopefully I can basically I'm trying to highlight that type of thing. So there's a lot of great minds out there. Thomas Sowell, Jordan B. Peterson. And there's brave people as well that have, that are fighting for rights in another country or in our country. People like Andrei Navalny, if you heard of him. I basically want to talk about great people like that and sort of illustrate, how they've given to either humanity or to their country. I've also would like to talk about, specific topics that I find to be interesting. Some of the topics that I've thought about are the topics of about the lie about careers. I feel like in my personal, obviously my personal opinion, I'm going to actually put I'm actually going to put a description or something, basically indicating, because all of this is majority of this is my own personal opinion. I don't want to sound like a therapist or a doctor or a psychologist, or basically sound like I'm at a higher level of understanding to talk credibly about everything that I believe. This is all my opinion. I'm just a guy. So I'm definitely going to put a description you just indicating, listen, I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional about anything I'm speaking about. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But if it makes sense to you and you think that you can take that information and, make that information useful to you, then by all means do so. But I want to talk about topics like the lie about careers. I feel like we've been lied to as a nation about, careers and jobs. I feel like there are too many people that are searching for careers instead of aiming to do what they're competent at, and that's something I think I should spend a video talking about. I also want to talk about the importance of exercising daily and the importance of setting goals, things of that nature. Just things that can change your mindset in a more positive way, so that you're aiming to utilize your abilities and be able to utilize your abilities to the best of your abilities without sort of hiding away in the fear of failure or things of that nature. And most importantly, I'm going to be making, basically what I want to do is I want to alternate between making videos about specific topics or people and actually reading books. So I haven't read enough books throughout my life, and one of the things that I want to do is start reading more. And I think the first book that I want to read, I'm going to actually read on this channel. So I want to do audio readings, if that makes any sense, where I'm basically, reading a book and adding some commentary and then upload that onto the channel. So those will be longer videos, but they're not going to be like obviously super structured. It's more just going to be like I'm reading from this book that I think has some good lessons in it, so that you're actually hearing from people that are much smarter than me, instead of me just sort of telling you what I believe and try to indoctrinate you. So I think the first book that I want to read is The Great Turning. I don't know, you probably haven't heard of it, but I intend on buying the book and have it delivered to me physically, so that I can actually get it and start reading it next week or 2 weeks from now. I can't remember exactly who wrote it, but it talks a lot about human potential, and I thought that it'd be a fitting first book to sort of like read about and share to other people. And it'll be my first time reading it, so you'll be going on the journey along with me. Beyond that, the one last thing that I actually want to do with this channel, and this is sort of like it's not like the most serious goal of mine, but I do want to start like streaming, like outside of talking about, like, cause talking, like, it's all well and good to talk about things that can be beneficial to, like, to you, to me, and to the human condition, but you should also have fun as well, because when you focus, like, here's the thing, if you start focusing too much on, how much you can improve yourself, and while there's nothing wrong with, wanting to improve yourself, you should also learn to have fun and relax. So I basically want to create a sort of like a dichotomy, if you will, where on one hand we can talk about these important topics so that we can improve ourselves, and on the other hand we can have some fun and just bullshit around, talk about some other things that might be of interest to us mutually. So one of the things that I like doing, obviously, if you know me from my other channel, which by the way, from this point forward after this video, I'm not going to reference that other channel anymore. I basically just don't want it to be, I just don't want to overshadow this one. Obviously, people have been pulled into this channel from that one, but I just want to go by what I am now, which is Magna Ortis Arts. I don't want to reference that other channel anymore. I'm just sort of leaving that in the background. I mean, if you do, I understand why you would do that, but just do your best not to. But anyway, what I wanted to do was I wanted to start streaming, sort of like test streaming, really. I don't have a proper setup yet because I've never like got a gaming PC or anything like that. But I wanted to start streaming on Twitch or maybe YouTube, either or, and just sort of test out like playing games and things of that nature. So I'm going to put like my Twitch link in I think I'm either going to put it on my about page or the description, or both. It doesn't matter. But don't worry, it's not going to be like the primary focus of this channel because it's not that important. It's going to be more along the lines where I can actually like. It's not just for you guys to like calm down and settle down and things of that nature, but it's also for me to relax as well, because I tend to get wrapped up in being too serious sometimes, and the best way for me to unwind is to sit down, play some games, and relax. The games that I like playing are Apex, like Titanfall 2. What other games do I like playing? I like playing Langrisser and things of that nature. So hopefully I can start streaming some of that. I used to be really good at Apex. I stopped playing it for a half a year to focus on myself. So I have my skill in that game has dropped off dramatically. But before I took a break, I was like top 100 I was a top 100 watts in US. So I have about 1,500 total wins in Apex, and I think like a 28% win rate at a 4.0 KD. It's something along those lines. I don't remember. I used to be actually like no cap. I actually used to be good at that game. So hopefully I can start playing that game again, so that I can because I actually like really enjoyed playing that game, but I haven't been able to play because I've been working on myself, and so I've kind of put that sort of thing to the wayside. So I've kind of made fun a second priority for me, which I mean is understandable, but I have like no fun now. So that's not good either. So I'm going to be primarily focusing on just to recover, re-go over what I want to do with this channel. I primarily want to talk about great people. I want to talk about the advancements that we've made as a race of people, the human race, because I despise talking about skin color. It's not relevant. Well, it's not that it's not relevant, but it's dividing us more than it should be. And I think that the most important thing for any person is their character, who you are, like whatever you identify as, whatever your race is. I don't really care. What matters to me is your character. You being straight or white or gay or Asian doesn't mean shit to me. What matters to me is your character. So I want to talk about, great people, regardless of race, regardless of creed, as sort of like just to bring them up so that you're aware of them and understand that as a human being you're capable of much more. Maybe not as much as like changing the world of like these people that I'm going to talk about, but you're capable of much more than you think you are. And I just want to make sure that you know that. I also want to talk about different important topics, like I went over earlier. Talk about the lie of careers, the importance of exercising daily, the importance of setting goals, and most importantly, I want to read about books talking about the human condition and just generally improving yourself and making sure that you value yourself as well. So what else? I think and obviously the last thing that I want to do is start streaming. Maybe I will probably stream like once a week. When I'm playing with either because I have a very, very, very good friend that I play with, or at least I try to play with every weekend. We play like Overwatch, so maybe I can stream that. I'm sorry that I'm saying so much because I really haven't planned this out. I'm just kind of I have like some talking points, but I'm talking off the cuff. But I hope that I can stream as well, and if people are interested in that and just want to watch me stream and want to interact with me directly as well, I guess that's also another advantage that I didn't even think about. You would be able to interact with me directly. If you want to do that, we can set up some streams like once a week and settle down, sort of like unwind from the week and relax together, if that makes any sense. Which is probably not going to end up that way because I end up getting very tilted due to my competitive nature. But hey, if my tilt, my salt also entertains you and makes you laugh, I guess that helps as well. So either way, I see it as a win-win-win. It's obvious I'm obviously tackling a lot of things here, so there's going to be a lot. So I actually have to start. I have to create a schedule. I have to start actually detailing in high detail how I want to tackle this. So this is going to be a very large project, but basically I'm trying to challenge myself. I've already, put responsibility on my shoulders by making sure that I exercise every day, that I'm learning Japanese every day, and also making sure that I'm making, videos and content for you guys at least once a week. So like I said, if that's interesting to you, then subscribe to the channels or like the video, comment, do all that stuff. But yeah, that's basically the plan. That's the idea. Hopefully this video will be up this Monday. If it's not, it'll be up the following Monday for sure. So look forward to that. Your boy Ars is out.